Hello guys, welcome to GMAT Point. In this video, we'll be discussing about GMAT versus GRE. The GMAT and the GRE are necessary tests that the aspirants need to take if they wish to pursue an MBA or master's program abroad. The GRE serves as an entrance test for varied programs ranging from master's or doctoral degrees at various colleges or universities. And on the other hand, GMAT is essential to pursue an MBA program from any of the top B schools abroad and also from some of the top B schools in India. So one of the most common questions that taunts the students is which exam among GMAT or GRE should I appear for? Also, many students planning to pursue their education overseas face a lot of confusion regarding the GMAT and GRE. So in this video, we'll look at the differences between both these exams, which is better among the two exams, and all the essential things that you should know, and we will subsequently zero in on that exam that best aligns with your long-term objectives. So let's get started. Okay, so firstly, what is GMAT? The GMAT or the Graduate Management Admission Test is one of the most widely taken MBA entrance exams globally, and it is organized by the Graduate Management Admission Council. The GMAT tests the analytical and critical thinking abilities of the candidate, and it's a computer adaptive test. The GMAT exam is taken by 2 to 3 lakh students annually, and every management aspirant hopes to achieve a high score in the GMAT that will allow them to apply to the top MBA colleges in India and abroad. And the exam includes the following sections. So this is the exam pattern of the GMAT. We have 4 sections in the exam: the quantitative reasoning, verbal reasoning, integrated reasoning, and the analytical writing assessment. Here we have 31 questions. In verbal section we have 36 questions. In the IR section we have 12 questions, and in the analytical writing assessment we have 1 question. That is, we have 1 topic here, and basically we have to write an essay here. And these are the various points given to each of the sections, and there is a time limit for each of the 4 sections. Also, during the GMAT exam, you cannot skip any question or you cannot go back to any question. And as mentioned, the GMAT is one of the most widely taken MBA entrance exams. So one usually needs a GMAT score of 650 plus or 700 plus out of a total score of 800 to apply to the top B schools. Okay, so what is GRE? GRE is an entrance exam that's required for admission to pursue a master's program and also MBA program in some institutes and doctoral degree programs. The GRE exam is organized by the Educational Testing Service, and the exam is written by over 5 lakh students annually. And the GRE general test includes the following sections. This is the exam pattern of the GRE general test. We have these sections. We have the analytical writing section first. So basically here 2 tasks will be given, and you will be given 30 minutes per task. Then we have the verbal reasoning section, which includes 2 sections, and there will be 20 questions per section. So there are totally 40 questions in the verbal reasoning section, and you will be given 30 minutes per section. Similarly, we have the quantitative reasoning sections, which again includes 2 sections. Here also there are 20 questions per section, and 35 minutes is given per section. As we can see, we don't have the integrated reasoning section here. There will also be an unscored or a research section, and the marks in this section do not count towards your final score. The number of questions and the time limit varies in this section. And during the exam, the analytical writing section will always be first, and then the verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, and the unidentified or unscored sections may appear in any order. So therefore, candidates should treat each section as if it counts towards your final score. Also, there is sectional level adaptation in the GRE exam. So the verbal reasoning and the quantitative reasoning sections are sectional level adaptive. So the first section of both these sections is of average difficulty, and the difficulty level of the second section of each of these 2 sections depend on your overall performance in the first section of the respective sections. For example, in the quantitative reasoning section, if you do very well in the first section, the second section of the quant section will be at a higher level of difficulty. Also, the GRE general test allows you to freely move forward and backward throughout the entire section. And also an on-screen calculator will be available for the quant section. Whereas in the GMAT, you will not be having any on-screen calculator for the quant section. In the GMAT exam, you will be given an on-screen calculator only for the integrated reasoning section. Okay, so before we look at the key differences between both the exams, let's first look at the eligibility for both these exams. So if we look at the eligibility for the GMAT, so according to the GMAT, there are no precise eligibility requirements as such. The candidate must have at least 18 years of age to take the GMAT exam, and if you're someone who is between 13 to 17 years of age, you must have a permission in writing from your parents or your legal guardians. Also, before applying to any institution or university, make sure you're aware of all the requirements of that institution. A common myth among some of the students is that only the engineering students can give the GRE exam. Basically, there are 2 types of GRE exams. One is the GRE general test, And the other one is the GRE subject tests. So the GRE subject tests are in specific fields like chemistry, biology, etc. And students who wish to pursue a management related degree focus on the GRE general test. And candidates having any undergraduation degree can apply for the GRE general test. So in this video, we'll be talking about the differences between GMAT and the GRE general test. So this is what we are referring to. So when it comes to the GRE general test, candidates should have an undergraduation degree and it can be in any field and not just engineering. Also, there are no specific restrictions of age limits to take the GRE, and students are also advised to check the eligibility of the specific colleges before applying. Okay, now that we have a basic understanding of both these exams, let's take a look at the differences between both these exams. Firstly, if you look at the GMAT, the exam conducting body is the GMAC or the Graduate Management Admission Council, and the GRE is conducted by the Educational Testing Service. And the GMAT is an entrance exam for admission to pursue MBA in India or abroad. So apart from India, more than 100 countries across the world accept the GMAT scores for their MBA admission. And GRE is an entrance exam to pursue masters or specialized masters in business or a doctoral degree. The mode of both these exams is online, and the GMAT is a computer adaptive test, and the GRE, as mentioned before, is a sectional level adaptive test. These are the 4 sections in the GMAT exam, and these are the key topics tested in the GRE. So as we can see, there's no huge difference in the syllabus for both these exams. There is a slight difference in some of the sections, which we'll be discussing soon. Next, if we take a look at the number of questions, there are 80 questions in the GMAT, 31 in quant, 36 in verbal, 12 questions in the IR section, plus 1 AWA topic. Similarly, here we have 40 questions each in the quant and the verbal section, plus 2 analytical writing tasks. The total marks in GMAT are 800, in GRE it's 340, and the GMAT score one can get ranges between 200 and 800, whereas in GRE the score ranges between 260 and 340. There is no negative marking in both these exams. The total exam duration for the GMAT is 3 hours and 7 minutes plus 2 optional 8-minute breaks, and the GRE is a long exam with the exam duration being about 3 hours and 45 minutes. The type of questions in the GMAT are MCQ based, and the questions in GRE also are MCQ based. And additionally, in the quantitative section, some additional type of questions such as the numeric entry questions along with the MCQ type questions. Now if you look at the exam date, candidates can schedule the exam anytime during the year to 5 times a year and a maximum of 8 attempts overall. Similarly, candidates can take the GRE exam anytime during the year up to 5 times a year, and the score validity is 5 years for both these exams. Okay, now let's look at some other differences. The exam fee for the GRE is around $213 in India, that is roughly 15,500 rupees, and the GMAT fees is $250, which roughly comes to 18,300 rupees. And if you look at the difference in the results for both these exams, firstly, the overall GMAT score of 800 includes your scores only in the verbal and the quantitative reasoning sections. Once you've taken the GMAT exam, you'll be getting your score for the quant, verbal, IR sections and also the overall score immediately after the exam. And here the candidates have the option to keep the scores or cancel them. And if you've decided to keep your scores, you'll be getting the final score officially in 2 to 3 weeks, including your AWS score. And if you look at the GRE, your official GRE general test scores will be available 10 to 15 days after your test date. And candidates will also receive an email from ETS after the scores are available. And how many times can you take the GMAT exam and GRE? So according to the GMAC, you can take the GMAT exam once in every 16 calendar days and no more than 5 times a year, and not more than 8 times overall. So this is the maximum overall limit for the GMAT exam. And when it comes to the GRE general test, one can take the exam every 21 days and up to 5 times a year, and there's no maximum limit. So there's no maximum limit for the number of times you can take the GRE general test. Also, though the GRE is an online exam, it can also be paper based in a few countries where computer centers are not available. Okay, now if you look at the admission process of top colleges, for the GMAT, the top MBA colleges accepting the GMAT scores also give considerable weightage to one's profile. So along with your exam score, you will have to submit a lengthy application here, which includes your work experience, statement of purpose, letters of recommendation from your professors or previous employers. And once your profile is shortlisted, you will be getting an interview call. Also, the candidates are advised to check with the respective colleges for the detailed admission process. And on the test day of your GMAT exam, your GMAT score is automatically reported to 5 colleges of your choice for free. You can also apply for more colleges by paying a certain fees. Now if we look at the GRE scores are accepted in many graduate schools in the USA, Canada and a few other countries. and the admission process varies for different institutes. And your GRE scores are used by admissions of fellowship panels to supplement your undergraduate records, recommendation letters and other qualifications for graduate level study. Also on the test day, candidates can send their GRE scores to 4 graduate institutes for free. And what are the scores required for top colleges? As mentioned, GMAT is one of the most widely taken MBA entrance exams. So one usually needs a score of 650 plus or 700 plus to apply to some of the top B schools. And to apply to the top colleges through the GRE, a score of around 320 plus is usually considered a good score. But again, this may vary based on the college. So how much time is needed to prepare for the GMAT and GRE? So the time required to prepare for an exam depends on the candidate's ability to grasp the concepts. So students starting from the scratch generally take around 5 months to crack the GMAT. And if you're someone who is already well versed with the basic concepts that are tested in the GMAT, you would require around 2 to 3 months to crack the exam. And on the other hand, students starting from the scratch would take around 4 months to crack the GRE exam. And do you need coaching to prepare for these exams? Yes, one would need external mentorship in the form of coaching and mentors to prepare for both the GMAT and the GRE exam. And also having a peer group is very essential for cracking both these exams. So if you're someone who is planning to start your GMAT preparation, you can join our Telegram group for GMAT aspirants. So you can post and discuss your queries regarding the GMAT preparation and also the college admission related queries with your peers. Okay, so coming to one of the most frequently asked questions by many students, which exam is tougher among the GMAT and GRE? So honestly, the difficulty level differs for each exam and from candidate to candidate. Firstly, if we compare the verbal sections of both these exams, in GRE verbal section, more emphasis is placed on vocabulary, and when it comes to the GMAT exam, here more emphasis is placed on the grammar. Although you're not tested on your vocabulary here, you will also be tested on sentence correction and critical reasoning also. So the quant section in the GRE is considered relatively easier by some people, and also when it comes to the overall difficulty level of the exams, GMAT is considered slightly tougher than the GRE, but again this is subjective and it depends on the students. So both these exams have their own difficulty levels, and which one is tougher depends on one's strengths and weaknesses. Finally, which exam should you choose? Firstly, it's not wise to choose an entrance exam depending on how tough or easy the exam is. Both these exams are neither too easy nor too tough, and one needs to work equally hard for them. And the exam that you must choose depends on your interests and your career goals. It also depends on the college or institute that you're targeting. It also depends on the country in which your target college is, such as the US, UK, Canada, Australia, etc. So not only it depends on your target institute, it also depends on the program that you're targeting. So different colleges require different exams, and you must check with the respective college before applying. So before you decide which exam to give, firstly you must answer these questions: which program you're targeting, where do you want to pursue MBA or a management program from and why, what are your long-term goals, and how do those institutes contribute to the same. So you must assess your strengths, inclinations and your objectives, and once you do this, you'll be able to figure out which exam is the right one for you. Also, if you're someone who is planning to start the GMAT preparation, you can kickstart your preparation with GMAT Point. At GMAT Point, we are offering 5 free topic tests, each on quant and the verbal sections. So you can go to our website gmatpoint.com and take this topic test for free. And as mentioned, we have a Telegram group for GMAT aspirants wherein you can post and discuss your exam related queries with your peers and exam experts. If you have any other doubts regarding the exam preparation, you can also email us at support@gmatpoint.com. You can WhatsApp us or call us on this number 630-323-9042. Also, please do subscribe to our channel for more important and useful tips on the GMAT exam preparation. If you have any other doubts, do post them in the comment section below. We'll be able to address your queries. So thank you so much guys, and see you in the next video.